So you talk about, hey, during the pandemic, they were printing money. Is in entrepreneurship, people talk about making the money, right? But I'm a big proponent of understanding finance, understanding financial literacy, because you can make a lot of money. You can also spend a lot of money and not have a lot of money at the same time. So I would ask you, what's been, 2 or 3 of your keys to not just making the money, but being responsible, having the financial literacy to be able to keep and make your money continue to work for you and continue to grow?
For me, first and foremost, you got to get it out of your system. That's just my opinion. I think there's no way that you're just gonna do it right. You're just not. I mean, you're not gonna come out and start making more money you've ever made in your entire life and be completely responsible with it. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So to me, I think you got to be really real about your personality and how you are. I know me and I know myself very well. And I think the answer to 90% of questions in life is how well do you know yourself? But to answer that, I know me. And I know if I spend all this shit, I'll work my ass off to get it back. I just know that drive I got. I know that fire I got.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When I first started making money, not the entrepreneur world, I'm talking about when I started first making 6 figures in the corporate world, man, I was tripping, bro. I was tripping, man. I was tripping, man. I remember my first real check I had a bonus. I was in the corporate world running health clubs, running gyms. I had a bonus. My check was like $11,000. First time I had ever seen money like that in my life. I ain't never seen money like that. You know what I'm saying? Man, I called off work. Went to the BMW dealership, bro, that day. I'm like, shit, this is a new life, bro. So you're gonna mess up. It's just what's gonna happen. When I got in the entrepreneur world and I started making real money, like elite level money, I was tripping then too, bro. I was buying anything, dude. I bought stupid shit. I had 2 boats.
Yeah.
Fuck you need 2 boats for?
In North Texas.
And this is before I had all the rental. This is what got me smarter, was recognizing just how much money I was wasting. I also, before I got smart enough to recognize that I needed to create a rental company, I used to have so much pride, man. There was a part where probably in 2020, 2021, bro, I had 6 cars. 6 of them bitches. Wouldn't let anybody rent them, wouldn't let anybody touch them. People used to come, people smarter and wiser than me used to be like, Kevin, you got to rent them out. You can't drive 6 cars. And this was my answer. I don't want to see anyone on Instagram taking a photo in my car. And now that I say that at this chapter of life, just hear how prideful that is.
Yeah.
Like, that's so much pride, man, because at the end of the day, if you rented one of my cars or one of our cars, whatever, and you go take a photo and you put it on Instagram, you just paid me $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 to take that photo, and your friends are gonna see it, and they're gonna call me with $800.
Yeah.
I read all the books, man. I read all the books that talk about financial literacy and financial responsibility, every single one of them. I've been to courses, I've watched all the seminars, I've watched all the podcasts, I've watched Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
Fuck all that, bro. I'm trying to run it up. I'm in the club, bro. Like, you got to get it out of your system. But you have to recognize if you are the type of person who can get it back. I know if I made $50,000 tomorrow and I didn't have $50,000 and I lost $50,000, I'll go get another $50,000.
Yeah.
So it was okay to me in that time. But if you don't, if it was a fluke, if someone else closed the deal for you, or you got lucky, or you got a settlement check, or you got in a car accident and they wrote you a check and it's a fluke, then you got to play completely differently.
Yeah.
To me, it was the work, and I knew I was going to get it, and I knew I could lose it. But then you get wiser, you get it out your system, you get wiser, you start to see life a little bit different, you get the maturity and the experience from it, and then everything shifts, and then it becomes, okay, I don't need to prove myself anymore, I don't need the pride, like, how can we turn this 10 into 20. And I know we've all heard that. Everybody says it all the time. But until you have turned that 10 into 1, you ain't gonna ever think about turning that 10 into 20. Because I got 10, bro. I didn't have 10. I got 10.
Yeah.
Once you've lost it and you see how quickly it goes, because it goes way faster than it comes. And it's the dumbest shit. I mean, you worked all month to make, 50 grand, 60 grand, 100 grand, 10 grand, 3 grand. And then you get to the fucking club and you blew that shit in the night. And you're like, damn, dude, like, it goes way faster.
Yeah.
So you got to get smarter with it, and it truly is the pride. It's recognizing how you want to approach the game, how you want to compete. I don't have the pride anymore. If we got something, how can we make it make money? The game has shifted for me because I just see it so differently. Now I'm running towards that thing. And that's a key difference, if that makes sense. But it's all mentality. I think all success is mentality. I know this is a different caveat to what your question was, but man, the separator for me in understanding financial literacy, understanding time management, understanding business is really being organized. I think too many guys in life, when it comes to everything, and I can speak this because I used to be this, we're just winging it. Most guys don't got a plan. You know, if they can tell you a plan, but it ain't a real plan. It's not a tangible thing that they can write down. You know, how do you know you're gonna get work done next week? How do you know you're gonna be able to execute on these things? I've got employees I ask all the time, how do you know what all you still need to do? And again, I always say, does your answer require your talent? If your answer requires your talent, it is not destined to win. I asked one of my key players, one of my vice presidents last week, how do you know all the things that you need to do? And he says, well, I remember that she needs this and she needs that, and on this one I have to do that. Okay, you're asking yourself to rely on the talent of you remembering those things. What if you're sick? What if there's something distracting you? What if your tire pops, you're having a bad day? Now you're gonna miss something. Something's gonna fall through the cracks. I think, to be honest with you, bro, I got a lot of talent, but a lot of guys that got a lot of talent. I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I'm not the best looking. I'm not the, the best speaking. There's a lot of guys who you can find out there that got everything that I got and more. But I think the one thing that has separated me from old me and has separated me from a lot of other guys, dude, I am as organized gets. My schedule on the books. It's on the books. I know where I'm gonna be next week. If you told me right now, hey, let's go to lunch next week, I'm gonna put that shit in my calendar. And when you walk in my apartment, I have a huge screen that is a live view of my calendar. I operate on that. I operate on my reminders. It tells me what I need to do. It tells me what I'm having for lunch. Like, I've got my email set up. I check every email. When I read that email, I stick it in a folder, 100%. If I get an email from Turo, $930 is dropped in your bank account, I'm gonna swipe that thing and stick it in a folder called Turo, so that my inbox is empty. So when I get an email, I know I haven't done it because my inbox says 2. A lot of people, that should be like fucking 373. How do you know you're not missing an important text? How do you know you're not missing an important call? All my shit's on 0. Every single app, every single notification's on 0. So if there's a number, something's up. There's something that needs to be done. And that's, to me, what I think separates a lot in how you execute. The ability to get things done. So many people have the talent to do it, they just don't have a process. And then if you're winging life, and again, how you do one thing is how you do everything, bro. You can't tell me that you're super organized in your time, or you're gonna be super organized in your finances, but you ain't got no organization anywhere else in life. Man, it ain't going like that. It's not going like that. My credit cards look the same way. I know all my transactions. I got an app that every time I swipe my credit card, that shit pops up on the app, and I gotta swipe business or personal, business or personal. That shit's gotta say 0. So everything I swipe today, when I get home tonight, I gotta go through that shit. So it's organization in that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when you're a competitive person and you get home, and I'm telling you, I balance my bank accounts at the end of every month. I go through, I print off my statements, I go through with a highlighter, and I highlight the things that I think were a little off. And that's how I catch if I'm like, everybody's got some subscriptions you forgot about. That's how I catch that. But most importantly, man, I recognize, I just did last month, bro. I was fucking door dashing it up. And, I got the money, so it's not like it changed anything. But when you got to fucking highlight, 20 times that you bought DoorDash and you're staring at it, and then what I do is on that paper, I write down DoorDash and I got to add that shit up. Dude, I'm adding it up and I'm pissed. You don't have to tell somebody who ain't had it, how easy it is to lose. I'm adding the shit up. And I'm like, God damn. If you want to talk about financial literacy, if you want to talk about any type of organization, this is my best advice to you right here. Do not be the type of person that avoids looking at something. I know so many people who they don't check their bank account because they don't want that negativity in their life. They don't go to the doctor because they feel like it's gonna be real when the doctor tells them, dog, it's already real. It's already real. Your account is already what it is. Open that shit. It sucks. It hurts your gut. You don't want to do it. You got to open it. You got to go to the doctor because it's already real. You're just finally able to address it and process it and change it. You cannot do that. And I'm speaking from experience. I used to be that person. If I knew my account was low and I would pour a little bit and I was swiping, I didn't want to open it because I didn't want to fucking look. I'm like, fuck, it might be in the negative. And my goofy ass still swiping it. Like, I'm gonna keep swiping until it stops. Like, you gotta be real and you gotta be able to admit that. And if you can, it's supposed to sicken you because that's your mind and your body and your mentality and your heart and your spirit telling you, I don't like this shit. And if you avoid feeling I don't like this shit, you're never gonna feel like I need to change this.
Yeah.
You're always gonna keep chugging along.
Last question. This is called the Secrets of Silent Success podcast. I think you just gave me your secret to success, right, with the organization, but I'm gonna ask you the question anyway. What is Kevin's secret to success?
Man, it's two things, and I think they work hand in hand. But again, knowing your identity is first off. That's not the secret. That's the baseline. You can't even, if you don't know who you want to be and how you want to approach yourself, you have no starting point. This is, again, end in mind at all times. You talk about that in business. Build your business based on how you want it to look at the end. I also think you have to approach life that way. The secret to success to me, and the secret to my success is, and I've done this exercise all the time. If you close your eyes and you imagine your dream life, the life that you want in life, just imagine it. You're driving the car you want, you're in the house you want, your bank account looks the way you want, you're next to the person you want, you're married to who you want, you got the kids you don't, you're in your dream life. You gotta, in that dream, wherever you are, find the closest mirror, and you look in the mirror and you look at the person you are. And the truth is, you are not that person yet. If you were that person, you would already have that life. There's a difference between them and you. And the secret is, if you can just work on becoming that person, doing everything that person does, all this stuff will happen. Success chases the person. The person doesn't chase the success. I said it before. If you are a $100,000 man, I can give you 10 grand. You'll find a way to make 90. If you are a $10,000 man, I can give you 100. You will lose 90 fast. You'll be in the club throwing that shit because you're not a $100,000 man. So in your dream life, become that person, and everything will follow. Does this person dress the way I dress? Does this person speak the way I speak? Does this person have, for me to be in that dream, am I smart enough to be that guy? Am I around the right people? Everything and every attribute in your life has to be conducive to that person you want to become. And over the years, you'll start to see yourself become closer and closer to them, and everything around you will become more and more reflective of what that person has earned and has bestowed on himself. That has been my secret. My guys will tell you, man, I am working on becoming the person I see when I close my eyes. When I see the vision of what I'm trying to build, I see the Kevin that can run that. I can't run that yet. I want to have 100 companies when I'm done. I'm not good enough for that yet. I don't have the organization for that enough yet. You know, and even where I am today, which is such a blessing, I used to see this guy, and I used to know what it was going to take to become this guy. I knew how he was going to dress. I knew how he was going to carry himself. I knew that I needed to be able to speak this way. Yeah. And I wasn't like this, bro. I grew up in inner city Houston, dude. Yeah. Like, you know, if I get drunk, you'll start to hear a different voice. And you're like, damn, I don't know this guy. I knew I needed to become this to get here. That is the secret to get there. You know, just find out the version of you that has earned those things in the future. Become that person, the things will come. All of that shit will follow you. Because, dude, when you become a $10 million man, you'll find a way to make $10 million.